Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer on the Yale College Dean's Office undergraduate regulations. If you're leading a registered student organization this year, these are the updated guidelines you absolutely need to know to ensure a successful, safe, and vibrant community. Let's jump right into Student Organizations 101.
Okay, let's start with one of Yale's absolute top priorities, community safety first. If you ever observe or even just believe that a university policy or a state or federal law has been violated, you are strongly encouraged to report those concerns straight to the Yale College Dean's Office. And this includes serious incidents involving hazing, sexual misconduct, or theft. Keep in mind, depending on the situation, these reports might be referred to the Executive Committee, the University-wide Committee on Sexual Misconduct, or the appropriate civil authorities.
Now, building a truly inclusive environment is a core expectation for every single registered student organization on campus. This means you have to strictly adhere to equal opportunity policies, which literally means absolutely no protected class restrictions when it comes to membership. The only limited exception here applies to single-gender, philanthropic, Greek letter organizations, provided they remain in good standing and maintain an approved Yale affiliation. And you know, inclusion naturally paves the way for fair event access. You should be making your events, publications, and online engagement available in a way that's totally fair and transparent. Sure, you can prioritize certain Yale audiences before opening registration up more broadly. You just have to communicate that clearly. Oh, and speaking of events, for Yale Connect registration, every single event must be registered through Yale Connect before it happens.
Let's talk about your digital footprint for a second. Your organization's online presence is a direct extension of your group. Since you're responsible for the content you publish, it's really good practice to monitor comments and direct messages, or just limit those features when appropriate. Social media accounts and websites absolutely must follow Yale's trademark policies, and a huge part of that is displaying this mandatory disclaimer. This website is a student-run website and is maintained, hosted, and operated independently of Yale University. When anyone lands on your group's platform, there should be zero room for confusion. It must be completely clear that the account is student-run, not an official Yale department.
Next up, applications and auditions. We know some organizations use these when specific skills are necessary, right? But this process should be an exciting and transparent experience, definitely not a barrier. To keep things fair, these processes must be, number 1, open to all undergraduates. Number 2, outlined in your constitution. And number 3, they must detail the time commitment. You really want to spell out the expected timeline and the total hours required. Most importantly, the selection process needs to stay reasonable and should never ever interfere with a student's academic responsibilities. All right, so once members actually join, it's all about membership management. Organizations should definitely set expectations related to their mission, and it's totally fine to provide constructive feedback when those expectations aren't met. However, and this is super important, you must not conduct internal disciplinary processes or try to remove members for conduct that's unrelated to the organization's purpose. Any concerns about broader policy violations should always be referred to the appropriate university officials. And hey, if you ever need guidance on how to handle these situations, just consult your SOC. That's your student organization consultant. They are literally there to help you navigate this exact stuff.
This brings us to one of the university's most critical policies, and the rule here is absolute. Yale prohibits all acts of hazing. This applies everywhere, both on and off campus. Keep in mind, consent is never a defense, and the use of alcohol or drugs does not lessen your responsibility whatsoever. If you suspect hazing is happening, anyone can and absolutely should report it directly to the Yale College responsible official, Charmaine Allen.
Switching gears a bit, let's look at trademarks and representation. Getting permission to use the Yale name means there is a yearly registration required. You have to stay registered each year and fully comply with university regulations. Also, anytime you want to use Yale trademarks or logos, you need written approval for logos. Plus, your organization's full name on materials must be clearly visible, and that goes for printed items, websites, and any cool merch you make. By the way, groups are totally allowed to update their name or logo. To do that, just complete the name change form in Yale Connect. You'll find it right there on the Student Organization Officers page.
As your organization starts hosting bigger events, risk management becomes incredibly important. The good news? Most registered student organizations are covered by Yale's general liability insurance when following university policies, though it is worth noting that fraternities and sororities are not covered. Now, if you have drivers using university-owned or funded rental vehicles, they must complete the required training first. And please remember this critical safety rule. No 12 and 15 passenger vans are allowed. They are strictly prohibited, period. Also, if you're hiring outside vendors, think food trucks, DJs, bands, or party rental services for things like tents or bouncy houses, they must provide a written agreement and proof of a $2 million liability insurance required for outside vendors. Finally, just be super mindful when working with small or student businesses to ensure they have liability insurance too, because missing that step will definitely result in delayed payments.
Now, what if your organization's mission takes you on the road? Let's talk about travel registration. Any trip outside New Haven, whether we're talking domestic trips or international trips, must be registered through Yale Connect. Why? So that everyone participating can get access to the International Toolkit and other absolutely crucial health, safety, and travel resources before you head out.
Similarly, if you're hosting events involving minors, organizations have some extra responsibilities. These programs have to be registered with Yale Programs for Children and Youth at least 30 days before the program actually begins. This just ensures the review committee has enough time to do their vital work. Just a quick note, if it's a continuing program, you do need to re-register annually. If you have any questions at all about this process, just shoot an email to youth.programs@yale.edu.
Next up, we have student productions. If your group is putting on theater, dance, music, comedy, outdoor performances, or really anything similar, you must adhere to undergraduate production policies. Since several different university offices might need to review these events, you really need to plan early. Giving yourself that extra time ensures you meet all the safety requirements, which means your event goes off without a hitch and is an amazing experience for everybody involved.
As we wrap up this explainer, just remember, these guidelines exist to empower you. They're here to help you build safe, inclusive, and truly thriving communities on campus. Make sure to keep the key policies we've covered today top of mind, like Yale Connect event registration, the absolute ban on hazing, trademark rules, insurance requirements, travel registration, and the rules around programs with minors. Organizations that don't comply risk losing their registration status and their access to university resources, and nobody wants that. The great news is, you can find all of this information, get tons of support, and learn more at studentorgs.yalecollege.yale.edu. So, as you look ahead to planning your upcoming semester, how will your organization use these tools to leave a lasting, positive impact on the Yale community?